What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Elude, Stalwart playing World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth. Today we're going to be playing Thorthord. He's our Alliance Shaman. He was on the Dalaran server, and I think last we left off he was about level 75, and just last night I got him up to level 78, which unlocked his mastery for his, enhancement. I forget what it does. I think it's like it increases the damage of like crash lightning and stuff. I don't know. We'll read it whenever we get in. It's something to do with like lightning overload or something like that. But yeah, Thorthord holism. I decided to level one of every horde tune and also one of every alliance tune. This guy is this guy is the Alliance equivalent of that idea, so he's the Alliance Shaman. I don't know how many we still have left on the ally side that we still need to level. I think a monk, a priest, there's a few others, but we've already started working our way down the list, and we got quite a few Alliance too already. Maybe when we get in game I can give you the breakdown of it. Alright, so we've parked him here in Northrend. We're requesting just right outside of, just right in, as soon as you get into the Borean Tundra. I can actually go up to Ice Crown or Storm Peaks at the moment. But I'm just trying to hit 80, a couple more levels. I figured I could just dungeon queue and quest, and work my way up there. Mastery. Enhanced elements increases my chance to trigger Stormbringer and Windfury by percentage based off of my mastery, which works out to 0.64%. So it also increases Fire, Frost, and Nature damage I deal by 16%. I think 16% is where my mastery is. Yeah. So the more mastery I get, the more of a chance I have to trigger the Stormbringer and Windfury. And Stormbringer it's a passive. It makes my weapon attacks have a 5.6% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Storm Strike, and cause my next Storm Strike to deal 25% increased damage and cost 100% less Maelstrom, and trigger no cooldown. So that's how you get the lottery kind of jackpot. Whenever you're an enhancement shaman, there are chances you could just sit there and spam Storm Strike, so it becomes your one button win move. So you sit there back to back, Storm Strike, Storm Strike, Storm Strike. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They made memes and stuff off of that. But also affecting what it says is Windfury. Now, Windfury is, it's been reworked a few times. This is how it's working out in BFA. Each of your main hand attacks have 25% chance to trigger 2 extra attacks, dealing 48 physical damage each. I really like Windfury. I've always been a huge fan of it. And it seems like the extra attacks is back again. Now, I don't know if that was true in Legion, but I know it's true now. We have Reincarnation as well. So yeah, Stormbringer and Windfury. The higher mastery I get, the more of a chance those will trigger. Now, take a peek at my talent setup here. I've just switched from Boulder Fist, which was my normal tier or talent in this tier. Rock Biter's recharge time is reduced by 15% and deals 20% increased damage. I moved from that to lightning. I wanted to try to get as much lightning stuff going on as possible, and I ended up with lightning shield. So it's just like the old lightning shield, except it doesn't expire. It's a 1 hour buff. I can cast it on myself, and melee attacks cause nature damage to the enemy that's attacking me, and it also adds a charge to my shield. And when I Storm Strike, I gain 2 charges. So getting attacked and Storm Striking gives me charges, At 20 charges, when the shield overcharges, it'll cause me to deal 31 nature damage with each attack and generate 100 maelstrom over 10 seconds. So that boosts my maelstrom and does even more lightning damage. But then you go over to landslide, and Rockbiter has a 20% chance to increase the damage of my next Storm Strike. So this is buffing the damage done by my Storm Strike via Rockbiter, and that's a 20% chance. So it's not going to happen all the time, but I'm not so sure about that because I have to push Rockbiter first before I activate the damage increase. That could be good for the gaps, the lulls where I'm out of Maelstrom and I need to generate it back up, and I need some hard-hitting Storm Strikes to make up for the fact that I'm not Storm Striking back to back. But my hope is, like, whenever I trigger, yeah, I don't know, because I'm thinking the last run I ran, I was sitting there spamming Storm Strike, and in that situation, I think I even had Rockbiter still up, and I wasn't benefiting from the damage increase. I might go back to Wind Fury. I like Wind Fury because it causes each successive Wind Fury attack within 15 seconds to increase the damage of Wind Fury and the Maelstrom generator. So, like, I think I prefer that one. Totem of Mastery, I usually go with this one whenever I'm Ellie, but as far as Enhance, I'll get Resonance Totem, Storm Totem, Ember Totem, and Tailwind Totem. Resonance makes it to where I always have a flow of Maelstrom coming. Every 1 second I get one Maelstrom. Storm Totem increases the damage of Storm Strike. That could be good for Storm Strike. Ember Totem, Lava Lash damage by 10% and increases my chance to trigger Wind Fury by 2%. So that sounds interesting, but I'll have to drop them totems every encounter, which really isn't too bad. So I'm kind of, maybe I'll play with Totem Mastery. Forceful Wind sounds good too. I like increasing the damage of Wind Fury, but increasing the chance Wind Fury triggers could be better. I don't know how that works out. I'm gonna have to probably look at that again. I grabbed Spirit Wolf this tier for movement speed. When I'm playing Enhance, I'm playing more selfishly, which is kind of like, I think, converse to the idea of the spec, at least in my opinion, because Enhancement should be about enhancing your party, but it can also work out to just being enhancing yourself. So I'm going towards just enhancing myself more the way I'm set up right now, which means just while I'm in Ghost Wolf I'll travel faster. But if I wanted to be like more of a utility guy helping out the party and stuff, I'd go for Static Charge. I don't know if Earth Shield protects the target. I could go Earth Shield as well and keep an Earth Shield on our tank, which would increase healing on him by 10%, and it says healing them for 300 when they take damage for 9 charges. They can only occur once every few seconds. So I could do that. I could help out the healer a little bit. There is that kind of aspect as well, where a lot of the hybrid classes can help out the heals. Unless I'm told to, I don't think I would do that. Also, there's Static Charge. I find in a lot of dungeons this to be very useful, but then I also still have a 1 minute capacitor totem that'll allow me to stun them. But what Static Charge does is it modifies a capacitor totem to have a lesser cooldown with the more people that you hit with it, with a maximum reduction of 20 seconds. So you can make it to where your capacitor totem, which is normally a minute cooldown, will drop down to like a 40-second cooldown. So you can have it up more often and use it more often. And I did that last run we were running. What was it? Stratholme. It was the one where Wrath of the Lich King strat, where you're guiding Arthas through the whole dungeon, and it was very easy to use this, and hit many targets, so I was able to keep it refreshed. I was doing overcharge. Lightning bolt now consumes up to 40 maelstrom for 1200% increased damage, but has a 10.3 second cooldown. So it kind of worked out to where lightning bolt was in my rotation, but I wasn't using lightning bolt immediately every time it came up. It was only as a filler, and I felt like that was kind of a waste, because 10.3 second cooldown whenever it was a filler, like, I don't know, it seems like it's not a priority, and then I use it, and then it's even less of a priority until it comes back up, and then once it comes up, it's still not completely a priority, and then you know what I mean. It's kind of a filler, so I don't really see the point in wasting a talent on a filler that has a cooldown. Hailstorm makes Frostbrand do each of my weapon attacks to do frost damage, so it's kind of like Flame Tongue here, but frost damage. I don't know, maybe the frost damage slows them down. That could be useful in PvP, but already doesn't it slow them down? Chill your target, applying frost damage, reducing their movement speed. Yeah, so instead of just doing that one chill your target effect, it continues to have a frost effect each attack after that, just like Flame Tongue does. Okay, and then Searing Assault, I opted to, so you have a choice between fire and ice here, I guess. Searing Assault makes it to where Flame Tongue causes the target to burn for damage over time. And that's a significant amount, 300 fire damage over 6 seconds, whereas with Hailstorm Frostbrand, which I rarely use to begin with, I mean, maybe in PvP I would use it more often, but already rarely using it to begin with, it would apply frost damage. I guess, I mean, I don't know. I prefer Flame Tongue. I use Flame Tongue on cooldown just about every time I've used it before. And then the 75 tier, you got Nature's Guardian, which is when your health's brought below 35%, you heal instantly for 20% of your maximum health, and it cannot occur more than once every 45 seconds. I think if you're going below 35% every 45 seconds, that would make this useful, but you would also be in trouble. Like, I don't think that you know what you're doing if you're going below 35% every 45 seconds. This is a PvP talent, in my opinion. That's more for PvP. Speaking of which, I may want to go into war mode just for that increased XP while I'm leveling. I don't know how that would affect my leveling. I think maybe when I go into Mist of Pandaria here in the next couple levels, I should start in the Jade Forest. I think I'll turn PvP on and we'll check this out. Feral Lunge, this is again Enhancement Shaman enhancing himself or enhancing your party. Now, what I opted for yesterday was enhancing the party with Windrush Totem. It's a 2-minute cooldown, which is up more frequently than you think, and you get to sprint your party through like lulls in the instance where you're doing a little bit of traveling. I would drop this, and the party seemed like they'd be very appreciative of that. Or Feral Lunge, where you enhance yourself every 30 seconds. And you lunge forward, you bite for 40 physical damage. I don't know yet if this can proc your Elemental Mastery or Lightning Overload type thing with Wind Fury and stuff like that, but that's kind of what I want to look for here. Now, in the way of PvP talents, I grabbed Static Cling, again, kind of trying to fit the whole lightning theme, right? And speaking of which, like, this is an instant cast Lightning Shield, so you can keep on casting it. Kind of like Totem Mastery, where I can sit there and spam Totem Mastery because there's no mana cost. So that's like an extra bit of RP that I kind of dig. But anyway, Static Cling, you can lasso somebody with a lightning, or no, this is, I'm sorry, there was a lasso on the Elemental Shaman I was thinking of. But with Static Cling, it says after you Storm Strike twice in a row, you create a coil of lightning binding yourself to the target. increasing the damage received from your attacks by 15%, and also your movement speed by 15% while the cling holds. If the target moves more than 15 yards away, the cling breaks. So whenever you're trying to stay on somebody in the battleground, or even out in the world, this could apply also to questing mobs and stuff, I imagine. You get that movement speed increase and damage increase from static cling. Also, there's spectral recovery. I grabbed this mainly to complement Spirit Wolf. So Spirit Wolf, whenever I go into wolf form, you start to see this stack up. I get more and more movement speed, up to 4 stacks. I get damage taken reduced by 20% and movement speed increased by 20% in Ghost Wolf. Now, spectral recovery, in my opinion, complements that. So I'm also going to be healing for 3% of my health every 2 seconds and have another 10% speed increase. So that'll make my Spirit Wolf a 30% speed increase static. Like, as long as I'm in Ghost Wolf, I got that spectral recovery after a few seconds when Spirit Wolf ramps up rather. So yeah, those are what I picked. And then I'm always grabbing Relentless nowadays. I'm trying that out to reduce the effects of incoming crowd control effects by 20%. So yeah, I think I will go to Stormwind. Here, can I just Twisting Nether? Yeah, I can. Grey Fang Enclave? That's Stormwind, right? I don't know if I want to go activate the PvP thing now. Now, I do notice that I'm dropping 10% of my frames, so I was thinking about resolving that. Let's go to none here. Maybe taking off multi-sampling will help the stream. Yeah, something's goofed. Something has goofed since I've been playing the old Grey Fang Enclave. Let's try our Hearth. I'm gonna turn on War Mode, but since I've been playing Fortnite, I think I've adjusted my stream settings and/or my graphic settings, and now that I'm back to WoW, I think my broadcaster has suffered from that. I may have changed something either in the settings. Again, like, it could be my ISP, it could be something with the new updated graphics in WoW too. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm getting a steady 10% of my frames being dropped. Not sure what I can do to get rid of that. And these problems, like with the stream drop in frames, they appear to be seasonal. That's why I kind of want to blame my ISP. Like, maybe they're doing something with the network. I think it's due to an inconsistent upload bitrate. But I don't know. I don't know what I can do about it. I just wish it wasn't the case. Wish it wasn't a problem. So Grey Fang Enclave, I remember now, is in Dalaran. It's the Alliance area in Dalaran I saved to. So that works out to be okay. I can just port over. I wonder if it's the voice chat channel. Here, let me do voice chat. Is there a way? I was hoping maybe I could take voice chat off. If I take it off, maybe that would help, because it's like restoring and...
I have an urgent message. I always knew this day would come.
Oh, I was checking out Thrall because he said he had an urgent message, rather. But that's Cataclysm. How do I don't see a way. Settings. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't think you can leave voice chat. I doubt that's what's nuking my upload, though. That is one of the major differences from before when I was streaming to now, is now we have voice chat implemented in the game, and it appears to be on by default. So I wanted to see if I could toggle it off, and maybe that would help, but that could just be something that's kind of irrelevant. They don't have a target. Okay, so I think I'm on the way Feral Lunge works. I kind of want to leave it here where my movement speed button is, so I can like dive forward. But really, the way it works, I should probably have it on number 1. But then I got this lightning bolt here that I can't put anywhere. I usually put that on R. But then when 1 minute cooldown goes, that's a 2-minute cooldown. So look, let's do it this way. And then there. Yeah, that's right. We'll do it that way. So my movement speed item here, we could put water walking. Yeah. That's a good way. And then we'll try it that way. I normally, if I have a class that can charge, I'll put charge in number 1. So Feral Lunge is similar, not too dissimilar. So we'll do it that way. Alright, so now I'm in Stormwind, okay? So I wanted to clear my inventory while I was here. I'll hit up the auction house and get rid of things that I could sell. And I'm gonna toggle war mode on. I'm gonna do that now before I forget. He said, "For the Alliance." That's pretty cool. It makes you seem like you made an important decision when you do that. 48. Create auction. Alright. Ace of Lunacy? Sure. So that Mark of Kill Jaden. I don't know if anyone's still going for these. That's kind of a niche thing, in my opinion. If you got Marks of Kill Jaden or any of that stuff. Back in the day, it used to be a faction you could get rep with. If I'm not mistaken, I think. Honey mint tea? I don't think this is even the right water for me anymore, so I could probably even get rid of that. I'm not going to be able to auction it, obviously, but excuse me. We're going to create an auction of Frostweave cloth here. 15 pages of Frostweave cloth, huh? Netherweave, 5 pages of Netherweave. So one thing I noticed is it seems like the market for these older auctions has been revived somewhat. We'll use the war conch as well, because there's a lot more posting for the old world mats, at least as far as I can tell with the pages and all that. We're still mogged and everything. It's kind of going for a Thor mog, since my character's name is Thorthord. Kind of just want to throw this one on because of the stats. I think I will. Let's get rid of this green. No, this blue. I mean, this is a 2% upgrade because of the crit and the haste. But I get a lot more main stat from the Mobius band. So that was really just a choice just to upgrade my item level, which is generally bad. Like you don't want to prioritize item level over useful stats, but I did anyways, just because. Alright, we're gonna sell these items here. Spalders. Oh, okay, I see. It was saying, it was saying that I got that as a reward recently, and I'm not gonna be able to trade it to other people who were eligible for that reward, so. 4747. Again, erring on the side of item level, I'm gonna switch these out. they're not as good for my off specs as these are, but who cares? 95. The only reason why I'm considering item level is as you go from one expansion to the next, in a couple of cases, it checks your item level to make sure that you're eligible. Just mogged and repaired off that guy's mount. I usually tend to think people don't like that. Like they think you're a mooch when you do. So I always feel like I'm getting over whenever I'm able to. Like, I was still able to repair off of your stuff. And Mog. I have a lockbox, but I can't do anything with it, so I think I'll just vendor it. Get some five silver. I mean, normally I could trade to my rogue, but this is the Dalaran server, so I don't have any other tunes on this server. Alright, so here's a Borean Tundra. That's where I left off questing, so that's good. That'll work out. We'll get back to Borean Tundra and begin our questing in PvP mode. Yeah, I've been trying to find something to do on my main characters. Most of it's just the same stuff we've been doing. LFR, or maybe a pre-made raid, and mythics and stuff like that. I figured I'll go ahead and level an alt Shaman to see if the Shaman class are going to be interesting this next expansion. So far so good, but I don't know what it is. Like, I kind of get I get my fill of Shaman as I play it, and it's not one that just keeps me coming back for more all the time constantly. But it's a good class. It's solid. Like, I could see if this was my only tune, I would probably be completely content with having it as my main class. But if I have a choice between all the tunes, like, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you, like, what, as with the choice from all the tunes, like, I still hop around. But with all these different tunes that I play on, there's a good chance, good opportunity that what's going on? How come I didn't get ported to the dungeon? It's because I'm on the boat, right? You can't do that while on a vehicle. Okay, well here, I'll hop off. So I guess you can't teleport to a dungeon when you're on a vehicle. I normally don't stream on the weekends, so or at 5 a.m. So it's kind of an exception to the norm that I'm doing this right now. But I'm actually trying to fix my stream settings, so with the frame rate dropping the way it has been, I just wanted to take this opportunity this weekend to stream, so I could probably try to figure out how to fix it, because I changed my settings from the last time I streamed. Yeah, 10% drop frames is no bueno. I can see it going in and out right now. I'll probably just start playing with my stream settings after each dungeon. It's probably not going to be very entertaining to watch, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. The thought occurred to me to drop a capacitor totem. I decided against dropping the capacitor totem because I know there's this bigger group up here. I've watched one of these streams back where I've seen the frames dropping affect the quality of the stream. I'll be sitting here talking and then it'll skip ahead 5 seconds, and it's very not fun to watch. So I'm probably gonna take a break and just tweak these settings. And even my game's lagging right now. This is kind of bad. I don't think I could change any settings while I'm streaming. Did I do something in the advanced?
I have done as you asked, and now beseech you for your blessing.
I know right here I got some time, so I'll take these few seconds here and restart the stream most likely. Okay, output, rate control CBR, bitrate, maybe I could do 2500, apply. Oh, can I dynamically change this during the stream? That's interesting. I had my preset changed different. I moved it from low latency high quality, or low latency high performance, to default. You're gonna be hearing me ramble while I adjust my settings here. What is two-pass encoding? Is that actually changing? Enforce streaming service encoder settings.